Now I already have something loaded up. I have a little kick drum and just like some chords or something that we're going to use the motherducker on. And it sounds like this. All right, and that's it. So track 1 is actually the kick drum. Track 2 is those little chords or whatever. All right, what I want to happen is every time that kick drum plays, I want the chords to be lowered, the volume to be lowered on that. Since I have my drums sitting on program 1, what you can normally do is hit the mix button, and it'll normally take you to this screen. If you hit the mix button again, that'll take you to where all of your drums are, just in case you have more than just a kick drum here. That way you can just solo the kick and then go to inserts on the side, selecting your effect under dynamics. And on the kick drum, what we want to do is put the motherducker input. Now, what that'll look like is something like that. And it's basically just saying it's putting the kick drum to bus 1. And you just leave it alone. And where I have the chords playing, which is plugin 1, I'll go back to insert, go back to dynamics, and put the actual motherducker on there. And this is what that'll look like. Now, this is what it sounds like if you just leave everything alone. All right, you can see a little pumping effect that we get here while that's actually playing. So if those settings work for you, that's completely fine. But let's go through and look and see what each setting actually does. You have the threshold here. Now with the threshold, it's just basically telling you at what point am I going to listen to the kick drum and start reducing the volume. So like how much of the kick drum are we actually listening to? So if you play around with that, you can see what changes it actually makes. And this is the best way to actually learn how each parameter affects what you want to happen. So you see, whenever I turned it all the way up, basically, right there, we have nothing going on. But once I go ahead and start bringing the threshold, boom, you can see it's basically, and you can hear the difference. I mean, obviously, that's what I just go to the extremes. I always go to the extremes first to kind of see what exactly is happening and then dial it in. All right. Now the attack, which is in the middle here, what the attack does is how fast am I going to reduce the volume, basically. So the more you kind of turn this up, and it will like kind of slow down how fast it's actually compressing. Let's take a look. All right, and then the ratio is basically how much compression is happening. So right now we got a 6-to-1. So I can change that as well, and you can just see what happens whenever we change them. So that's 1-to-1. That's 100-to-1. All right. Knee, I usually kind of leave alone. I really don't do much with the knee. It's just like the curve on the compression or whatever. The release right there is just how fast it's going to stop compressing after the volume reduction has started. So same thing, play with it, see what it does. So I turn it all the way up, and it's basically not releasing it at all. You see, you turn it all the way down, and there's basically no effect at all. All right. And then the gain is just to add some gain that you might lose during the compression. It looks like the motherducker does a pretty good job whenever it is on auto, but just to show you what it kind of does, I'll take it off of auto and let you listen to it. Like I said, it usually does a pretty good job on auto, so I kind of just usually leave that on auto. And that's basically it. So the best way to learn these parameters is to go ahead and play around with them, get familiar with them, and see what you can come up with and how much that you actually need. In simple terms, one of the main things to remember is whatever that you want the volume to be lowered on, make sure you put the motherducker on, and whatever you want to reference, put motherducker input on. That's about it.